So I don't know if another piece of modern content has been as influential as Matt Walsh's documentary on What is a Woman, because not only did that change everyone's mindset, not only did that open everyone's minds to how ridiculous the world has become when it came to this gender stuff, when it came to this man versus woman stuff, like what makes you a woman, what makes you a man, can these people just hop from man to woman and woman to man? Like, I think that was the most influential in terms of opening a lot of people's minds who just weren't really aware of how weird and how ridiculous the world has become. But it also has a huge residual effect where podcasts like these, public interviews, there's a ton of other YouTubers who can simply just ask, what is a woman? And these people can never give an answer, especially women, because the women are terrified of being canceled if they actually define what a woman is. And it's defined by science. I mean, it's not very hard to define what a woman is. At least one of these women were able to say it, but all of the rest of them will not say it. They refuse to say and define what a woman is. And that's why I'm saying that Matt Walsh's documentary, What is a Woman, is probably the most influential piece of content that at least I can think of off the top of my head. Let me know in the comments if you can think of another piece of content, documentary, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a documentary, a video, a song, like whatever it is. I think that What is a Woman is probably the most influential piece of content in our time period because of stuff like this. Because, yeah, like I said, not only did it open everyone's minds, but it also has a residual effect where people can forever, until all this nonsense is finished, we can always just ask, what is a woman? And it will prove the level of IQ, the person that you're talking to. It will prove the level of indoctrination and also the level of fear of being canceled. Let's check out this video. It's ridiculous. This is from the Whatever Podcast. It's a group of girls. Alex Rosen tweets out, podcast host asks a group of girls, what is a woman? And none of them can answer because they're clearly scared of the left-wing cancel mob. This is where we are, sad.
So what, I guess my question is, you said that they're both women, right? So what is a woman?
A woman is anyone who wants to identify as one.
A cat is a cat because they are a cat. That's not like...
I feel like
this isn't a gotcha. It's just a genuine question. What
like
is a woman? Hold on. Hold on. Go ahead.
I didn't have anything to say yet.
But what is a woman?
A person.
No, but what is the definition of what is a woman?
I don't know. I'm confused now.
How long until this phrase becomes like an alt-right dog whistle? Like, how long until they might have already done that, but I'm sure that very soon, whenever you hear somebody ask, what is a woman, that's going to be considered like an alt-right phrase where you're not allowed to say that anymore. It'll probably be banned off of YouTube. It'll probably be banned off Twitter. You'll probably not be allowed to say that word anymore, that phrase anymore, because whenever you ask that question, it totally destroys any argument you have for the trans ideology. It totally destroys it. All you have to do is ask, what is a woman? And it's over. The conversation is over. If you can't answer the question, you look like an idiot. If you do answer the question, then it destroys your entire narrative. It's a really great question.
I understand.
This girl is also so mad that he's asking a common sense question and none of these girls can answer. Her answer was, anyone who identifies as one is a woman. It's ridiculous, dude. Like, where does it stop? Like, can I just identify as a billionaire and then all of a sudden, I have $1 billion? Like, where do we draw the line? Like, is it only at gender? Can we only identify as certain genders that we want to be? Or can we just identify as simply whatever we want to identify as? I would truly love to question one of these people, but anytime you start questioning them, they just get mad because they don't know how to answer the questions with actual facts and actual logic. They only know how to answer the question with their emotions. They only know how to get mad. They know how to cry. We call it their alt because they have no facts. They have no evidence behind what they're saying. So if you try to actually go down a line of questioning with them, they either get mad at you, storm off, or they alt. That's the only two options that they have.
I understand what your argument is. If I come out and I say a woman is someone who was born biologically a woman, I understand that that's where you're coming from. And I agree everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But I personally, as an individual, respect trans people. I respect trans women. So I'm not going to come on here and invalidate them by saying that. I understand completely where you're coming from. But just from my personal preference, I don't feel comfortable.
Pretty much what she's saying is that she agrees with him that trans women aren't women, but she can't say it. So she respects trans people. She's not allowed to say that because she doesn't want to get a bunch of hate DMs. So she'll just go ahead and say, I respect trans people. So your question is ridiculous.
Doing that.
Answering the question. Okay. Hey, that's okay. What about you?
I'm just not really interested in having this conversation about trans people anymore because you seem very clearly committed to misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Well, I am trying to understand. I'm just trying to get people's perspective. So what is a woman?
I'm gonna say what she said. I don't feel comfortable.
It's crazy how she said that he's committed to misunderstanding, and yet none of them can even answer the question that he's asking. He's simply asking, what is a woman? And nobody will give him an answer. Nobody will give him a straight answer. The only person who has actually given an answer so far was this girl, who was really pissed off. And she just said, whoever identifies as one. That doesn't make any sense. Like, are women only people who identify as women? Like, people who publicly tell you that they identify as women? Or where do we draw the line there? Like, are we supposed to just not assume that anyone is a woman? Because I'm sure that she's assumed that a ton of people are women. I'm sure she assumes that everybody here is a woman in this frame. So it doesn't make any sense, man. And she says that he's completely committed to misunderstanding, and yet whenever he's trying to ask a question to understand, she refuses to answer because she has none. She has no answer. She has no understanding. He's trying to understand, and she has zero understanding, so she can't make him understand.
Like, this is...
I just feel like that's like not. I don't know. I feel like there's a better question that you could be asked that could be asked in this situation.
I just feel like that's like not like a good question. Like, it makes me like feel kind of bad.
We all respect the trans community enough, and like invalidating that, like telling they believe that they are a woman or they're a man, transgender, whatever, and invalidating that is not, that's not our position. It's not our place to say what they can and can't be.
And then this last girl here, she's a pick-me girl. She's one of those girls who she's like a men's rights activist. I don't trust men. I don't trust female rights activists who are men, and I don't trust females who are men's rights activists. Like, why would you ever trust a person like this? I don't like women invading male spaces. She's a pick-me girl, so she's gonna give the answer that everybody wants her to give. Let's see what the right answer is.
Allie, what is a woman?
Well, a woman is an adult human female. It's the same thing like a man is an adult human male. XX chromosomes, that means you're a woman. There are people that are born intersex. They're an incredible minority. And, you know, men are humans who have XY chromosomes.
So she gave the right answer. She gave the pick-me answer. Like, that is the right answer. But, you know, that girl just pisses me off because I don't like females invading male spaces, you know. But let's check out some of the comments. I figured it's apparent, but that's a clip from the Whatever podcast. So go check out that whole thing if you want to see more. Of course, there were some people in here defending the girls. That's not it at all. The whole point here is to further marginalize trans people so they continue to be victimized by the right, often violently. So, of course, there are biological differences, but how people identify matters to them. What is your point? Listen to Neil deGrasse, I guess, Tyson. They got ratioed really hard. 649 replies to 198 likes. Alex Rosen replies to that and says, affirming delusion is nothing short of a disservice to the mentally ill. You aren't righteous by doing so. Enjoy your next booster. Leaf. This picture is actually great. They're trying to be inclusive, and it's a picture of a homeless guy going to a new society, I guess. The sign says, warning, this is an inclusive society, and if we feel you are talking, thinking, or behaving in a non-inclusive way, you will be excluded. That's perfect. Yeah, I've never seen that before. This person says someone needs to give the woman at the end a prize. Well, she just studies the talking points that everybody else says, and you know, she's just a pick-me girl. Let's see. Gotta love how one of them thinks the definition depends on your own personal opinion. That's how far the crazy train has gone. It's true. The fact that you can say,
I guess
a woman is whoever chooses to identify as one is ridiculous, and the fact that none of the other ones could even answer the question, whether that's because like this girl or that Australian/British girl, I don't know the accent, it's a weird accent, this girl right here, the fact that they wanted to say that they agree with them, that the fact that they're asking the question, what is a woman, that these other girls can't answer, the fact that that's the case, it's ridiculous, but they can't say that. So they say, I recognize your opinion, I agree that you have a right to your opinion, and I support that, but I also respect trans people, so I can't answer the question. It's ridiculous, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the entire situation.